Hi friends, today we're going to be reading the first story from Bedtime Favorites. It's a book that Miss Groover sometimes likes to read at the beginning of nap time to the Beetle and Bumblebee children. I figured them hearing some of these stories, maybe it's something that they could listen to before bed. Any child could listen to this. So we're about to get started. So today the story we're reading is Bedtime for Max. It was a beautiful morning in Corona. Everyone was enjoying the day. Everyone, that is, except the captain of the guard, Maximus. Max is hard at work patrolling the streets for troublemakers and evildoers. Is it just me, or does Max look strange? Flynn asked Rapunzel as they strolled through the town. Rapunzel studied Max. He had dark circle under his eyes, and his normally neat mane was messy. You're right, she said. He looks like he hasn't slept in weeks. Flynn and Rapunzel found Max's second in command and asked him what was wrong with their friend. The captain has been so worried about doing a good job, the guard said, that he hasn't been sleeping. No matter how many guards we put on duty, he insists that he needs to stay on patrol. Rapunzel was worried. Refusing to sleep couldn't be good for Max. You know what this means, she told Flynn with a knowing look. Plan time? Flynn asked. Plan time, Rapunzel agreed. The two went off to figure out their plan. When they returned, they found Max running drills with his guards. Max, Rapunzel cried, I can't find Pascal anywhere. Can you help me find him? I'm afraid something might have happened. Max puffed out his chest. He was on the case. He started to sniff around and search for the chameleon scent. Flynn and Rapunzel followed Max all around town, but Pascal was nowhere to be found. Finally, as they turned towards the stables, Max caught the chameleon scent. The friends burst through the stable doors, eager to rescue Pascal, but he was fast asleep on a pile of hay. You found him! Great job, Max, Rapunzel said. Say, Max, old buddy, Flynn said. Since we're here in the stables, with this pretty nice pile of hay, what do you say to a nap? But Max just shook his head. He was too busy to take a break. Rapunzel and Finn looked at each other disappointed. They had hoped that by tricking Max into following them to the stables, they could convince him to rest. But it looked like they were going to need another plan. Luckily, Finn was on the case. A little while later, Flynn and Rapunzel found Max inspecting ships that had just arrived at the harbor. Max, all the apples have been stolen from the orchard, Flynn shouted. Max knew he had to do something. He couldn't let a thief get away on his watch. He raced towards the apple orchard, his friends close behind. Together, the team searched for the orchard for clues about the missing apples. Soon Max spotted some footprints. He and his friends followed them back to the palace and into the kitchen, where they found a piping hot apple pie. The apples hadn't been stolen after all. The chef had used them to make a special treat for the royal family's dinner. Apple pie? I love apple pie, Flynn exclaimed, but it always makes me sleepy. Do you want a bite, Max? But Max just shook his head again. He didn't have time for pie. With the case of the missing apples solved, he had to get back to work. Corona needed him. Disappointed, Flynn looked at Rapunzel. He had been sure that his plan would work. Maybe we can tire him out enough that he has to sleep, Rapunzel suggested. We just need to make him run around for a while. Suddenly, she had an idea. We have to get the snuggly duckling, Rapunzel told Max. The pub thugs are in trouble. Trouble was the only word Max needed to hear. He motioned for Rapunzel and Flynn to hop on his back, and the three galloped towards the snuggly duckling. Max burst into the snuggly duckling. He scanned the tavern looking for trouble. But everyone was gathered around the piano singing and laughing. Max looked at Rapunzel and Flynn confused. No one was in trouble. With a sigh, he turned to leave. Max, wait, Rapunzel said. We are sorry we lied to you. We're just worried. The truth is, we've been trying all day to make you rest. We're just trying to help, Flynn added. You do need a break, Max, Rapunzel said. Can't you stay for one song? Max was touched that his friends cared enough to spend the day trying to help him. With a whiny, he agreed. This one song couldn't hurt. Rapunzel grinned and whispered something in Hook Hand's ear. He nodded and began to play a quiet, peaceful lullaby on the piano. As Rapunzel sang the song, she noticed Max swaying to the music. Slowly, his eyes began to close. Soon, Max was fast asleep. Flynn put a blanket over Max, and Rapunzel motioned for everyone to leave the snuggly duckling. As the thugs quietly closed the door behind them, Rapunzel gave Flynn a hug. It had taken them all day, but they finally gotten Max to take a well-deserved break. I hope you enjoy hearing about how Max needed a nap. I hope you have a great day, and tomorrow's story will be Goodnight Thumper. I hope you have a great day. Bye!